This is episode 296 of How About That Cigar, recorded live at the Corona Cigar Studio. On this episode, we talk to Litto Gomez Jr. about LFD cigars and much more. Please take a minute to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. Now on with the show.
Corona Cigar Company is your one-stop shop for all your cigar needs. Whether that's a brand new humidor, a box of those new cigars you've been waiting for, a top-of-the-line cutter or lighter, a place to enjoy the finest cigars and spirits with friends, or the only cigars grown right here in the Sunshine State, we've got you covered. Come visit one of our retail locations for the ultimate cigar experience. Visit us online at coronacigar.com.
How about that cigar?
Well, how about that cigar?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Corona Cigar Studios for episode 296 of How About That Cigar Live. Thanks so much for joining us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on
Rumble.
And if you're listening after the fact on the audio podcast, thanks so much for making How About That Cigar a part of your regular audio podcast rotation. And as you can see on the screen in the corner right now, click on all of those big, beautiful buttons.
Smash those. Smash.
Those buttons right there.
Buttons,
the like button, the follow button, the subscribe button, whatever
all
it is you have to click on to make sure you don't miss anything.
Say click.
Click, tap, tap, whatever it is. Smash.
Oh, smash.
Whatever it is. Smash whichever button.
Yes.
Make sure you don't miss anything going on with How
you know
About
what
That
else
Cigar.
is going on in that screen?
What else is going on that screen?
There's only two stooges. Where's the third one?
I know we need the third stooge.
We need the third stooge. Where is
Our
he?
illustrious, incredible
There he is.
producer.
What's up, Mo and Curly? Wait,
I am Curly.
you Curly? Who
Yeah,
am
I'm
I?
Curly. You got to be Mo.
Mo.
Oh,
He's
Mo.
smart one. He's got to be Larry.
Okay, that works.
Don't call me the smart one. That's
Hey, my
that's
mama
scary.
said I was a smart guy.
That's
He's
a
smart.
scary prop.
Your mama
If I'm
lied
the
to you.
smart one, that's a scary proposition.
Yeah.
Sports news is really quick. We just got back from the All-Star break.
All right, we're done. Let's go.
There, exactly.
You said really quick.
Last week, the Yankees were 2 games back. Now they're 3 games back. The Twins are, excuse me,
Oh,
whoa,
see, you
a little
can't even talk
puberty.
about that either. Yeah.
The Twins are still
Second place?
11 and a half games back.
So you're
It's-
saying there's a chance?
So,
Good evening, Matt and Kelly.
so we went to the Twins, not we. The Twins went to Colorado to play a 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies, the worst team in baseball. I mean, by a mile, the worst team in baseball, and we lost 2 out of 3 to the Rockies.
Man,
So there's that.
yeah.
Sun shines in the dog's eye. So,
Exactly. And otherwise, sports-wise, it's
whatever.
we're in the dead zone until football
football's
starts. Up.
coming. Fantasy
coming,
football.
baby.
I started getting my dates for fantasy football. I'm only in 4 leagues this year.
Only 4.
Only 4. You
Only
have-
4.
How many you usually do?
5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how many I'm doing this year?
2. What?
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you on the 0.
0.
Yeah, but you never have done it. He usually does one. What happened?
I just decided to take a year off. I need a break from fantasy football. It's too much. Too much.
No.
Much.
That's crazy talk right there.
I'm going to take a break this year. I got to do it.
All right.
All right, let's jump into this week's.
Notable smokables.
Wait, what?
Oh, sorry. Wow.
Wow, you jumped.
Wait,
You jumped like way ahead. It's like, and
Hey,
now
kid,
we're at.
My
I'm
mind is
supposed I'm supposed to do that, not you guys. Let's bring it back a little bit.
My mind is so blown away that you're not doing fantasy football. I'm ready to leave.
Yeah.
Fuck this place. I'm out.
All right. Yeah.
Notable Smokables comes way later in the show.
Oh,
Right
I think
now,
we're talking about the spirit of mystery, right?
exactly.
Yes.
This week's Spirit of Mystery brought to us by Postania Cigars. Do you find yourself unsatisfied with the top 10 list from How About That Cigar? Are you wondering how cigars from Postania didn't make the HBTC list, but found their way onto other lists? Well, fortunately, you can be reminded every week with this Postania Cigars advertisement. Postania Cigars, the #1 unranked cigar in the industry.
So we did have an opportunity to sit down and talk. Yeah, we can look at that. We know it's going to be.
It's a bourbon.
It's a
dark.
bourbon.
I smelled it. I know it's a bourbon.
So while you're inspecting that glass, I'm
Yeah.
going to talk. So we got to sit down with Mike, Stepping Cabbage.
That's right.
You're
This
getting better
weekend.
every time you say it.
Wow.
You're working on it.
We got to know a little bit about him, and he was nice enough to donate or give this beautiful ashtray to How About That Cigar.
I might have to steal that from you guys.
No,
Pretty
you're not.
sweet.
You're gonna get
It's
your
like
hands on
solid billet aluminum.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean you're gonna hit me over the head with it?
Or,
Right? Okay, gotcha.
How do they say it?
Yeah.
How do they say it over there? Aluminium.
Aluminum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
so,
say it wrong.
Thanks, Mike. We appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
And we appreciate your sponsorship too.
Great having you in town and
Yes.
having you at Ramsey Smoke Shop.
And thanks for the pain. Mm.
Yeah. So here we go. This week's Spirit of Mystery. It's a bourbon. It's got classic bourbon smells. Vanilla, I say this all the time, but it's, vanilla, oak, little bit of a, like, I don't know, brown sugar kind of thing cooking in there.
Good.
It's got a little bit of a light color, but not super light. One of them, because this is from that sampler, right?
Yes.
One of them from that sampler, the color was like almost not there.
I think that
This
was
one
the
has
first
a little bit of
the bullet.
decent color to it. Yeah, it was the bullet. It's got some good legs on the glass, and let's give it a little taste. Ooh, okay. This one, it's low proof, but the flavor's really good.
Really good. See, I picked the wrong one. I wanted to give you the shitty one. I guess
Flavor's
there's
really
no-
good on this one. It's mild though. There's not a lot going on. It's not super complex. It's not like over the top, but it's just got a good, solid, nice bourbon, classic bourbon flavor.
Ice sipper or mixer?
Mixer.
Mixer.
I mean, you could sip it without, like, this would be a good thing to introduce somebody to sipping bourbon neat.
Okay.
Like it tastes like 80 proof, so it's low proof, and it's not overpowering. It's not super complex. So I think if you were going to introduce somebody to sipping neat bourbon, this would be a good way to start.
So I'm going to throw a little twist in the game.
Right on.
What would you pair that with? Not a Pacific cigar. What, Connecticut, Habano, Maduro,
So
Candela.
this exact
That one right there.
bourbon,
Yep.
I would pair this with. Honestly, I'd probably pair this with like Sumatra or Cameroon or maybe Ecuadorian Habano. Ecuadorian Habano is going to have a little more spice to it, so it might overpower the bourbon. So yeah, I think and I think Connecticut's too light, where the bourbon would definitely overpower the cigar. But I think something like a Sumatra or Cameroon that's kind of right in the middle, that's like mild plus. I think this would be a good pairing for that.
So from now on, I think I'm going to throw that question in there.
I like that. That's a good question. Very, very much so. Mild, low proof. That's a good pairing for a more medium wrapper leaf, I think, definitely. But I think it's also absolutely time to bring our special guest onto the show. And special guests are brought to us by our friends at Drew Estate. And Drew Estate is once again rewriting cigar rules with the launch of its latest Freestyle Live event pack, including a brand new mystery cigar that is 100% unapologetically Nicaraguan. With an MSRP of $40.75, the FSL pack includes 3 premium mystery cigars and a 40-ounce custom-branded tumbler. Available in limited quantities, the Freestyle Live event pack will land at select premium cigar retailers nationwide. For more information, please visit drewestate.com.
And a quick one, since we love supporting the people that support us, our sponsors.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh,
I'm going to get that.
You had something?
No, I'm going to get that package, that Freestyle package.
That tumbler's kind of...
That's pretty kind of cool.
You know what, though?
And I love the color.
I'm going to get that tumbler home.
Yep.
My wife's going to steal it.
Yes,
My wife's
I'm
gonna
getting
steal
the
it.
wife, the tumbler, and I'm getting the cigars for me.
So everybody's happy on that.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy.
I'll have that tumbler for like 5 minutes and then it's
Yeah.
gone.
Honey, I had to buy this just to get you the tumbler.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you go, guys. You know what to do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please put your hands together and welcome to episode 296 of How About That Cigar Live from La Flor Dominicana, Litto Gomez Jr. Welcome to the show, brother.
How's it going, guys? First and foremost, thank you to Jonathan Drew for having me on the show, apparently. Appreciate you, brother. But yeah, guys, thank you. Everybody tuning in. I look forward to the next hour and a half that I've been told may turn into 3 or 4 hours.
It's possible. You just
I've learned in this industry that the one thing we can promise is to never know what the fuck is actually going to happen.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm ready. Let's have a great night. Thank you guys again for having me. I hope the cigars are treating you guys well. I know they're treating me well. And yeah, let's get into it.
Grateful to have you on, brother.
And thank you for these. I am smoking the Solus tonight. Solis?
Solis?
Solis. I've heard it pronounced a few different ways.
Which one is it, Litto? Is it Solis or Solis?
I've given up trying to convince, or rather American followers and fans how to pronounce the names we come up with. So it's up for interpretation.
There you go.
However you prefer, you could say it. At this point,
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're smoking the same thing, aren't you, brother?
I'm having a Suave tonight, right?
Oh, Suave. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So, and Matt, Justin, and I, we're all enjoying the Suave. We are all smoking 3 different sizes of it.
Yes.
I'll hop into it in a little bit, but I just want to hear what you guys are getting from it initially. How do we feel?
Yeah, I'm just toasting mine up. Justy, what are you getting from that cigar?
Right off the rip, it's pretty, I say medium plus to me. Overall, like I taste like some dried fruit a little bit on it, actually, on the back end, and then the retro is pretty smooth. Little pepper, like on the top. That's about it for me.
Okay. Great, yeah.
And I am smoking the misunderstood 60 ring gauge.
Yeah.
And right off that first puff, it's this one is mild plus, and got really honestly, the first thing I thought of was graham cracker. I know that's weird.
Yeah.
It's the first thing that came to my head was graham cracker. It's I know it's weird, but
let's compare something. I'll be smoking. This will be my second cigar.
Yeah.
Your dad's favorite cigar.
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
You know what they say, size matters.
Well, lucky I can lick the difference.
Hey, it's all about the motion of the ocean, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
so let's start out introducing yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, not the family business.
Yeah.
Who you are and how you got into smoking, and what was your first smoke?
So right off the bat, my first smoke was actually the Cameron Cabinet number 330 smoking.
Oh, I love the Cameron Cabinet.
So that's a cigar that no matter where, what, or why, it will not leave my father's mouth, right? Even at shows, we'll try to encourage him to smoke the new product. It never goes to plan, so we've all given up on that. But yeah, my first cigar was a Cameron Cabinet 3 for legal reasons. I'm not going to disclose the age. I do remember stealing it from my father, and he was upset for all the wrong reasons. We were on a family trip, and for another reason, this guy, he takes a lot of pride in whenever we travel together. He plans out how many cigars to smoke a day.
Yeah.
Right? He knows exactly how many cigars to bring. So he doesn't have anything when we come back except for one cigar to smoke at the at baggage claim. So we're on this family trip. I go, it's New Year's. I smoke a cigar. I get back to the house. He's freaking out. So I realize, I'm like, shit, he found out I'm screwed. I'm thinking he's pissed because, I shouldn't be smoking cigars. He was very upset solely because he didn't have enough cigars for the rest of the trip.
So he was not so much upset that a allegedly younger person took one of his cigars. He was more upset that he didn't.
100%. Yeah. He was pissed that when he got back to Miami, he wouldn't be able to smoke at baggage claim.
There you go.
So
1,000%. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Did he figure out it was you, or is he?
1,000%. No idea how, why. That guy knows. He doesn't. Yeah. He was. Yeah. He knew. But yeah, man. So a little bit about me. 24, almost 25, right? I think I am one of the youngest members of our beautiful industry, right? So I take a lot of pride in that, especially at my position and role. Currently, I am the vice president of retail partnerships and sales for the company, which in reality, that just means I'm Litto's kindergarten teacher. So it's great. And just like in all family businesses, right? At the end of the day, you're just a pastrami knife. So whatever your role is means absolute shit. Just means you have some stuff you do got to do, and then everything else is on top of it. And yeah, man, as far as me, I'm a fantasy football nerd. Actually,
baby.
last year, Raul, I agree with you. I don't know what's going through Matt's mind. And Matt, I think you may have lost it. Have somebody you could call if you need, if you need a hotline to get back into it. I know some people, but yeah. And so fantasy football nerd. I grew up playing tennis my whole life. It was actually something that I started for fun with my father, just as a way to hang out with him on the weekends, and then it turned into a little something more. Stopped playing for 5 years. I'm back now, and I feel great. Beautiful sport. And I mean, yeah, man, there's not much to know other than that. I live in Miami, the most beautiful city in the world. And yeah.
Nice. So what? Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask him the question about being the shorter brother. That's all.
Oh, see, you got to go there.
Man.
I'm sorry, Litto.
And to let you know, you probably got me by about 4 inches because I'm kind of short and stocky.
I wanted to ask you, how tall are you, Raul?
5'10" and a half.
If you go, okay, hold on, stop.
The old reality is 5'8".
Yeah, if you got to say,
Okay, all right.
put a half on the end of it, then deduct 2 inches right away.
Okay.
Yeah,
5'10".
5'10".
So you got me by what, 4 or 5 inches?
A little bit more than that. 6'4", so more close to 6 inches.
Jesus.
And I just want to put out there, I don't take any height criticism from anybody under 5'11". So as to your question, I will not be answering it.
I should ask the question. Is what he's saying.
I will say, from what I hear from my father and the guy they had to clean the pools back in the day, he was very tall.
Oh, it's gold.
Man.
That's fantastic.
Got him.
That's awesome.
I love it.
And what he got in height that I lack, I gained in IQ and so it's good. It evens out. He got the hair and the height. I got,
Brains.
there's more going on in there, yeah, and down there as well. So it's
All right, so being born into and growing up in a family that was in the premium cigar business and kind of in the premium cigar business through a very unusual set of circumstances. It's not like tobacco growers or cigar makers going back 150 or 200 years. It's it was a complete life change for your dad, to start up La Flor Dominicana and a cigar company. But specifically for you, growing up in the family and, going through school and things like that. And, everybody grows up thinking, oh man, I want to be this, I want to be that when I grow up. Did you always envision yourself being a part of the family business, or was there a point at, whether you were a teenager or whatever, where you're like, I think I want to be something else?
Yeah, man. I was very lucky and extremely privileged in the fact that for a long time, although it may have not been the case, but I always felt like my parents were trying to keep all of us at bay, right? And a real reason for it was that they wanted us to be able to make the choices that we wanted to, right? So there wasn't any pressure from them. It was always very clear that if I wanted to do something else, they actually encouraged it. And I would have their full support, right? But just growing up in it, right? And people ask if there's any moments like specific. I never really had that one aha, right? I've had a million of them.
Okay.
And the earliest memory I had was when my father snuck me into a PCA when I was like 8 years old. Through like one of the back, it was at the old Sands Expo. They had the stairs, like they had a stairway to go down. So my father threw a giant button down on, giant hat on me. He's like, okay, if anybody has your midget, okay, all right, cool. So yeah, fucking, I'll never forget that. And yeah, man, just it's always been an extremely inviting industry, right? I feel like in terms of the work and the craft, this is something that I excel in. It just naturally, I'm extremely creative, right? And I love fixing a very weird problems. I feel like in this industry, there's a lot of that. So yeah, man. It wasn't just a moment. It was always kind of, this is what I want to do, right? And there were times, funny enough, for a while, I thought I'd end up being a neurosurgeon. I don't know why or who put that in my mind, but it was up there.
Okay.
But no, at the end of the day, I knew this was always what I wanted to do, and to be here now, doing what I'm doing, it's a dream come true, and I'm extremely honored and that I have the privilege of being where I am within the company, and also having the respect of everyone around me, so and my family.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
No, it's great, and I honestly wouldn't change anything for the world.
Nice.
So what is the first cigar that you were involved blending? Not totally blended yourself, but you had the first input in.
Okay, so the first cigar that I blended and myself is the one that you're smoking. The Solis, that's my baby. I smoke I try to be good about it, but I smoke like 3 a day. Sometimes I like 8 of them if I'm really. if I'm working in the factory and they just burn like that for no other reason. There's something in the air in that country, and I don't think it's the asbestos. I think it's something else. But yeah, man, way back when, I remember that, and again, this was an age that I probably shouldn't bring up, but I hadn't even smoked a cigar at this point, but we were coming out with a new cigar. It was a very special cigar. It was the 1994, which was the 20th anniversary. And growing up, my summertime was always in the factory. Everybody would want to go on trips. I said, no, I want to hang on Santiago. So that's what I would do, right? And I remember one day I told my dad, yeah, I'm going to blend a cigar, and then eventually I'll have to work for you, because that's how my mind worked at that time. So I walked up to the manager of the rolling room. I'm like, all right, bro, get all the best tobaccos, put them in a cigar, and tell my dad I made it. They smoked it, they liked it, but he knew exactly what I did. So theoretically, that's the first cigar I was really involved with in the process.
Nice.
I didn't try it. I didn't do anything, but yeah, great cigar. And now to this day, it's something I smoke 4 times a week.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're having a little bit of difficulty.
Yeah, my headphones they're fine, sort of. I can hear out of one ear.
Here?
It's fine.
That's my wife too. She can only hear me out of one ear. She's watching though.
I also so doing research for talking to you. There's also kind of an interesting story around you sort of taking your licks and earning your stripes as far as the Solis and the blending and all that and mixing different tobaccos and that. And I heard there was something about where you showed up in a room and your dad's got hundreds of different kinds of tobacco and all that stuff for you to choose from.
I just want to set the record. He has a long, clearly documented history of fucking torturing all of us. Let me just put that out there. And my brother has a story that everyone thinks it's a joke, but his first cigar at the time was an LG. he was like, he was very young, right? And my father told him, he said, okay, yeah, Tony, in order to truly understand the cigar, you need to inhale it. So my poor brother inhaled the entirety of a 60 ring gauge of the strongest cigar we've ever made. And you know that my dad loved it. He thought it was the greatest thing ever. So fast forward all these years, and although there's a joke attached to it, it was an extremely cool moment, right? And I wouldn't change anything about it, just because the way it all happened was the right way, and it was something that clicked for me as we were doing it, you know, and I'm very thankful for it. But yeah, so essentially, I at the time I was 18, or I was about to turn 18. It was a year out from the 2019 PCA, and I sat down with him and I was very serious. I was like, hey, like, I understand the rules here. I trust me. I know how you feel, but I would like to try this. I think I smoke a lot now. Blah 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 blah. I think I'm ready. And he looks at me and he shakes his head. He's like, okay, which I was shocked. You know, I was ready for a no. And then, so as soon as he says yes, Matt, I shit you not, I had like 8 blends written on my phone.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, I just start spit firing at him. He looks at me, he's like, yeah, shut up. Be back in 5 minutes, okay? So he runs off somewhere. When he walks in that factory, it's the greatest thing ever, because you could just hear his voice through every little corner, you know, yelling at 300 decibels. So I kind of had an idea of what was happening, but I didn't really, whatever. So it comes back and says, okay, let's go. I walk out into the rolling room, and I don't know if you guys have seen a rolling room. Figure. It was a nightclub back in the day. So squat in the center. Yeah, of course. Why not, right?
Yeah.
There's this giant like platform. It's a dance floor. There's actually a disco ball on the roof of the factory that has been there for the past 30 years.
Perfect.
Club. So in that platform, we have a giant table that's like 10 feet tall, 12 feet. I mean, not tall, long, wide. And as I get closer, it's a white table, by the way, like a brownish white.
Yeah.
You get closer and it's like pitch black. So I'm like, oh shit, cool. And I look, and on said table, there's a pachuche, which is a hand cigarillo, right? It's how we do everything in the factory.
Yeah.
How we test. And a lot of times they come straight out of a draw, right? So a lot of times it's under fermented tobacco that we're just checking the progress on.
Yeah.
So I looked and I knew exactly what it was, and it was somewhere in between like 400 leaves of tobacco. So I'm just standing there blank. I saw God, and I look at him and I'm like, what do you want me to do? He's like, okay, yeah, you're gonna smoke it all. You want to blend, right? Okay, yeah, this is how you fucking blend. And then we go. I say famously, I think I puked 4 times a day for like 12 days straight.
Oh.
But honestly, I learned a lot about myself. You know, I said I was a tennis player. It's one of those sports where you got to be like mentally tough, right? I thought I was the man. No, nothing had prepared me for that. You know, I'd be there puking with a Gatorade in my hand. My dad's like, "You good? There's 200 more to go smoke." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'm ready. So that happens for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and at the end of it, you know, I had 3 options. The one we ended up toying with, it was my favorite from the beginning. I just did not think that my father would like it. And funny enough, guys, and this is why I'm so thankful to that process, right? Because if I hadn't gone that route and I just was able to hand those blends to a roller, I wouldn't have figured out what I liked. because the blend we ended up going from the Solis was the exact opposite of anything I had written down.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of this stuff I wrote down had a lot of Brazilian in it because I was growing up. The Lenox was my favorite cigar.
Yeah.
So at the time, I loved Brazilian wrapper and I wanted to make it a big point, but we ended up going the exact opposite way. And the coolest moment about it, right, was at the end of the day, Litto had to smoke it. And to be honest, I was shitting a brick because I knew that if he didn't like it, I would have to wait another 20 years to learn how to blend a cigar. I was like, oh, fuck, dude, not now. And yeah, so I gave it to him, and in true Litto fashion, when it comes to positive things, he's not a man of many words. So he likes it. He shakes his head, his eyes widen up. He's like, okay, yeah, that's good shit. And that was it, and all jokes aside, it was one of those things. Was the first time I went to the bathroom that I did not have to puke. Instead, it was just tears and very happy tears. And yeah, man. And then we went through the process of kind of fine tuning it. And another very cool part of this story of my father that a lot of people don't know about this story is that I blended without any intention of having my name attached to it.
Yeah.
This was after the boom. This was after that. All cigars now were made by us as a family. So I didn't say a word. And when we were talking about when we were going to release it, he goes like, hey, this is a deal. If we release it next year, we'll have to do it under the 25th. It'll have to be a 25th anniversary, but I know you have your own storyline for it. However, I want you to release it with your name on it. And that was obviously a very proud moment. And it to be honest, was a dream come true.
Yeah.
And blending was enough for me. So I didn't really care about the name, but for him to do that was huge. And something will always be very thankful for. Yeah, man. So we launched the cigar in 2022 because 25th, and also that year they changed the legal smoking age to 21, which honestly I don't think we really cared about that. It was this whole thing with the 25th anniversary. And then COVID, and then Litto begins to boycott the PCA. And then finally, it was like 4 years of hell and torture. Like, fuck, dude. I honestly forgot what the blend was at that point. It was I was in college. I wasn't really. It's fucking have a cigar. Cool. And then I got back into flowing.
Wow. No, that's really cool. And seeing that, seeing that mentorship and even because people who've talked to your dad for any, just a few minutes, it's like, he could be a little bit of a ball buster, and a jokester and all that stuff. So, and I'm sure he kind of mixed some of that in with the mentoring that he did for you and for Tony. But one of the other things that a lot of people don't know about, because the cigar industry is mostly a male dominated industry, but your mom is also really, involved in the business.
Yeah. And
there was one thing that I was digging through, like I said, doing some research for this show. I found a interview with your parents from a long time ago, when I'm guessing you were like 11 or 12 years old. And your mom said this quote about you specifically. She said, "You should see little Litto's ideas. His ideas are brilliant." End quote. I mean, what does it mean to you to have that kind of support at such a young age?
To be honest, I never heard that. And also, to be honest, if that's what she said, she doesn't show it. But I like that. Sorry, that was a loaded question. But yeah, that was a cool thing. They for even though there were times that I probably did not earn it, and they always had a lot of trust in me, right? And they had a lot of belief. Again, they never forced me to do anything, right? They never wanted me to necessarily feel like I needed to do it, but at the end of the day, they always listened to me. And as a kid, that's a big deal, right? And I also want to point out what also comes along with that, right? Is that I think my parents understand very well, like, why they were successful, in the sense that when I look back at the story of LFD, it was the stupidest idea ever for that time to go ahead and open a cigar company.
Yeah.
Right. Inez and Litto at the time had like very little expertise into the industry. And matter of fact, Litto had no idea what was in a cigar until he got to the factory and opened one up. And yeah, so for me, a big reason why they're so successful is because they didn't have anybody above them telling them, no, that's a stupid idea, right? Or they didn't have a generation prior to them being like, no, this is the way you do it, right? And that allowed them to go ahead and try all their crazy shit. And if it worked, and they're a genius, right? And for the most part, when we're talking about the history of the floor and the things we've accomplished, all the crazy, stupid ideas that people said no, it changed the industry for the better, right?
Yeah.
Prior to us, you wouldn't see full body cigars out of Dominican Republic, right? A lot of the methods that we go ahead and we use in the farm, at first, people thought it was the stupidest idea, it wouldn't work, right? And whether that's the way we had our curing barns set up, it's just a bunch of small shit like that, right? And I feel with me and among my journey, right, and just tying it all back to that quote, because I know I kind of drifted, but I don't feel like I have that no, and I don't feel like I have that pressure, if that makes sense, right? And that makes and that makes operating and trying all the crazy, what I think is crazy and stupid. Apparently, my mother thinks it's brilliant, so I love that. But yeah, I have the freedom to try, and they've given me their blessing to go ahead, try and fail, which is when I got promoted, that was the one thing I asked for them, So yeah, it's hearing that quote is very special. Thank you. Yeah, man, that's I wouldn't have it any other way. Just seeing my father and seeing that that's the way that he was able to succeed. I'm happy that I'm trending in that path.
Yeah.
Dope. And from our very loyal viewer, this is totally off the topic, he says, from David Floyd, but he says he has a friend that is a balloon pilot. What's the story on the pic behind you? Looks like a shadow box in the bottom corner. You want to tell us?
Okay. Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm 24 years old. I'm broke. My parents have free art. So
simple as that. I like it.
I love it. That's perfect.
I do think it's a badass painting. I mean, picture, but like, let's be honest. I'm seeing fucking anything from my parents' house that's free. Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
And this one also, if
Nice.
if you look at my art, it's just like an emblem of a Ferrari logo with paint splatters. A mess,
Yeah.
So our next question is, how is it? I know I can't work with my brother. I can tell you that right now. How is it working with Tony?
Oh, it's awful. Okay, I'm just gonna break it up super basic. He went to FSU, so.
Oh well, there's one.
Yeah, he went to FSU. He's extremely ugly. I don't know if you've ever seen him. There's not much going on. So working with him is a little bit of a charity thing on my side. Just fucking about. No, I try to be humble and I don't mean to offend anybody else in the industry where I say this. I think as a blender and as a creative mind, he's up here in the industry. I think that 90% of the success we've had with our blends in the most recent years have all been because of him. And I really pray to God he never watches his podcast. Not. And yeah, man. So obviously there's a lot of respect, right? And the other thing too, and a lot of people often forget now, right? So, and my father had a very similar path for both of us. Right out of college, you know, and this is the cool part, right? Because you don't see a lot of high generation kind of working through these roles. But the number one priority was being a salesman. And at first, you know, it was always weird. I was kind of like, no, I just want to go to the factory and do my thing. For my father, the most important part of our organization is the people on the road, right? And that's something that now I share. And I'm incredibly thankful for that, because now on my current role, it's quite frankly the only reason why I'm succeeding. And yeah, so my older brother was a rep for Florida, which was very lucky when I graduated. When he graduated, Florida was open, nice. He grew up in Miami, their son, sick. I graduate, I got to fly every week to New York or New England. So, and yeah, so clearly he's had it the easy way, right? Fuck that guy. But no, so he has had my exact same path, right? And he's somebody, one, he earned his respect. And he's somebody that I look for advice, right? As far as working together, I would be lying if I said we didn't try to kill each other every 20 minutes we're near each other. We've had a couple of road trips this year, and I've almost jumped out of the car I was driving myself. But, and no, man, we make a great team, and we actually do work very well together. I think overall our personalities are extremely complementing. And yeah, man, although he has his flaws, working with him has been a very cool process. And a matter of fact, if you think I made these bands myself, you lost your mind, and you may actually really need help, right? He was a genius behind it, so all credit to him. And it's kind of tying in that blend, right, for the Solis. And the main reason why I wanted it to be the sequel to Lennox is just out of, in a way, you know, showing my respect. But at the same time, telling him, I will kick your ass in your own fucking game. And it's good. And he's as equally as competitive as I am, although he doesn't like to admit it. But yeah, so I think at the end of the day, we're just making each other better. And I'm very, very thankful to have him on our side, right? It'd be good if he was somewhere else.
So you've got, I mean, obviously being a part of the family that you're in, and gaining experience from a very young age, you know, through your dad, your mom, and, you know, people in the factory, people on the farms and things like that, you know, as your family started to, you know, acquire farms and stuff like that. But there's so many people in the cigar business, and the cigar business is kind of a smaller industry. So, you know, when we go to things like, you know, maybe you'll go to the Big Smoke, or you'll go to the PCA or something like that, and you get to know all these different people from different parts of the cigar industry. So aside from your family, can you name a couple other people from the industry that have been
right
mentors to you?
Yeah, I have no problem sharing that. However, I do want to bring up the story of the farm, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great story. This is essentially the story of the shit I have to deal with 24/7, working as a mediary between my mother and my father. And yeah, so this was back in 1997, and this was right after the boom, right? Tobacco was very scarce, or it was kind of right in the middle of the boom, kind of fizzling out. Tobacco was very scarce. About this, I think more importantly at the time, right? And my father, it was very quick to pick up that the only way to truly differentiate yourself, right? And this will later lead to what we were able to pull off with the Liero, the double Ligero, and then eventually the LG, which was very full body, and 100% from our farm. Right. So he decides I'm going to go look for a farm. And his dear friend, which I'll jump into the second half of the question, Hochi Blanco, which essentially is like my uncle. Hochi Blanco helped him find the farm, and they actually, I don't know why, but not many people know this. He was a partner. He is a partner of us on that farm, right? So now we've expanded, right? But Hochi was the one to really go out into the fields with my dad and kind of be a mentor on that side of things, right? But in true Litto fashion, he did not say a word who he is. And he gets home, he straight up bought the farm.
Oh.
He gets home, and he takes her to our favorite restaurant, goes, hey, honey, order caviar, go have fun. Right. And she is one of the smartest and sharpest individuals I've ever met. Like, she could tell lies from what it's ridiculous. She has some instinct in her that is like unlike any other. And she's sitting there, and obviously she knows what's going on. Like, she's just like, okay, he fucking did something. I don't know what he did, but this isn't going to end well. So he goes, hey, honey, like, I want to talk to you. I had the brilliant, the greatest idea I've ever had in my life. This is going to make us so much money. It's going to help us so much. You know, it's really going to make la flor. He goes on, and I asked her, he goes on for like 30 minutes, and he begins to realize that she's not jumping in or saying anything with my mother is unheard of. So at the end of it, he thinks, oh my God, I may have won her over. She hasn't said a single thing. So she looks at him. She says, that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life. And then he goes, okay, yeah, baby, I bought a farm. Wow. And now we have La Canela, you know, so. But yeah, that's how LFD was able to be LFD. I don't think she spoke to him for the rest of that year, to be honest.
Oh,
so and yeah, but as far as people go in the industry, you know, as a kid of somebody who obviously in the industry is very respected, and this is both Litto and Ines, you know, there is a certain level of respect that people already give you, right? And that wasn't anything I ever asked for, and you know, it's not something that's very important to me, right? But there have been a couple people that, you know, since I've started on my journey have been, and I'm honored that I could do this. You know, they have no reason to be speaking to me yet. When I see them, they always ask me what's going on, and it's a beautiful thing. And to be honest, Matt, it's the main reason why I love the industry. Right, I was talking about earlier when I had these moments.
Yeah.
That year, I'll never forget when I snuck into the PCA. The first person who shook my hand was Jose Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think I will ever forget that. He also thought I was much older than I was. And he said, boy, you got to start working in the factory. I'm 8, dude. like relax. But no, so it's been very cool. Like now, a couple of the people that have really have been great with me. Hochi, obviously, and we have a great relationship with the Padrones, but Christian Arrow is a big one. He's somebody that I obviously I've always respected. I thought that the Face Off project is the coolest thing in cigars, and I think it was way ahead of its time. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it.
Yeah.
So way ahead of its time. Now people are doing it. It's a big deal, but whatever. We were the first. Just throwing that out there.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so Christian has been a great help. As a matter of fact, he was one of the people I had a conversation about when I was being promoted. He kind of pushed me in the right way. So I'll always be incredibly thankful to him. And then Ernie and Ernie Jr.
Yeah.
So two people that I speak to quite frequently. And yeah, that's just off the top of my head. I don't want to sound like I'm excluding anybody, because I'm not. At the end of the day, everybody has truly shown me respect for who I am, which is the most important thing, right? And that's something I'll always be extremely thankful for. And yeah, to have the support and not sometimes not have the support, just the ear of some of these guys is a privilege and an honor.
Yeah.
Because they have, especially the guys we've been mentioning, those are the guys that you want in your corner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So obviously the massive thing that happened for Florida Dominicana, 2016 Andalusian Bull Cigar Aficionado Cigar of the Year. And at the time, and correct me if I'm wrong, but at the time you were like 11 or 12 years old when that got announced.
No. I was at that time. I was
15.
Yeah.
15. So
Yeah.
you're like 15. But when we're like I have a 15-year-old here at home, and I think about the stuff that he understands and the stuff that he truly grasps and that kind of thing. So when you were at 15 years old, did you fully understand and kind of grasp the gravity and the meaning and how big of a deal that was for the company LFD and for your family?
I mean, yes and no, right? So if you couldn't tell about how I was speaking about me and my brother, I am extremely competitive. It's sometimes it may not be the healthiest habit, but so anything number one, it's like, okay, fuck yeah. But as it happened was when I truly began to understand it, right? And the main thing was that I found out that when it happened, my father had cried, which is, I mean, growing up in our family, that I don't think that ever happened. And it was, of the times I've known, it's the third time he's ever cried in his life. So, and just seeing that, and for me, right, it's a little more than just what we do as a company. It was seeing my father in real time achieve what can be. I don't want to, various publications, but what is considered one of the biggest honors, or was, right?
Yeah.
So to see that happen, it wasn't really about the cigars. It was about, holy shit, he somehow pulled this off. And I was very aware of that. And I think we all were. And I called my brother. Actually, no, how I found out was I was at tennis practice and my phone is just blowing up. So I run. I think somebody died. I'm like, fuck, the dog died. What am I going to do without my dog? I'm freaking out. Answered my mother. And never, she never swears. She's very polite. She's very soft-spoken. Oh my fucking God! That's when I knew it. And just as much as it meant to him, and I want to touch back on her, right? It meant as much to her as well.
Yeah.
Not many people know this, but if it was just Litto with all the crazy shit he likes to pull, I don't think this company would be here anymore.
Yeah.
For one reason or the next, I don't like to think about it, but yeah. So it just to see what they were able to accomplish together. And then obviously my brother had a huge role in blending the bull. So he was actually on a road trip in between Uruguay and Argentina, because he was doing an event for the launch of the bulls in Argentina that day.
Wow.
So he doesn't have any cell phone service. And all of a sudden he drives into Buenos Aires and he has like 100 missed calls. The first one he calls back is the owner of the shop. He said, Antonio. The guy's freaking out because he was having an event for what was considered the best cigar in the world. You know, the guy's never been happier in his life. Yeah, I wish I was that guy, honestly. But yeah, man. So immediately after, you know, I will say this is something that it was even more important to me than the actual award, right? Obviously, everybody was excited. You know, we celebrated, but immediately after, it's back to work. Right. And it was almost like in the mind of Litto that, okay, yeah, that was a 24-hour thing. We're done. How do we maintain this? And, you know, now we're sitting here 10 years later. Right. And I actually want to ask you guys, do you think it's fair to say that even to this day, the Andalusian Bull is still the most requested number one?
From what I've seen, every shop that I know of that carries LFD, they get it requested pretty much on a daily basis.
And it sells out.
And it sells as soon as the boxes arrive, they sell out.
They're gone, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at every other number one, and I mean this with all the respect, right? I've never seen anything like that. Even me seeing the boxes go out, you know, if we could ship 1 million boxes of that cigar a year, and I think we would still have a back order on them for another reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's just what all signs have shown me, right? And it because of, okay, instead of the day after continuing to celebrate and whatnot, it's like, okay, I need to make sure that I have this wrapper for the years to come. I need to make sure we start putting everything in Trojas now. Everything needs to be perfect. It wasn't this thing of, oh, great, or it's not like, okay, let's mass produce this. No, this is just like the rest of our stuff, right? It doesn't matter if it's the ligero, suave, or the Bull. It needs to be perfect every time you smoke it.
Yeah.
Or it needs to be exactly what you remembered every time you smoke it, right? And that's one of the guarantees that you have with a product. And yeah, man, so that year too, which was obviously the Bull is great, but at the end of the year, Litto was inducted into the Cigar Aficionado Hall of Fame.
Right.
And that, I think, was, you know, a cigar, it's great, but to see him receive that recognition and to also receive it in a class with George Padron, who helped him tremendously and has helped our family tremendously along the way.
Yeah.
Was all the more important. So yeah, it obviously was a great year, and we're hoping to have another one soon, right? Why not? Keep the good things rolling. But as far as the Bull goes, it's something that I don't think will ever die down. I think our values and how we treat our product will keep that cigar being what it is for 20 more years to come, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate the fact about the Bull itself, you know, not only that, because like with all your products you mentioned already, you know, you're not going to ship it unless it's right. And the Bull, the Andalusian Bull takes, you know, it's got very specific tobaccos that not only have to be the right shade, they have to be the right texture and so on and so forth. But also, it's not like you have 100 people in the factory rolling that cigar. It's a specific shape. It's a very specific feel and muscle memory that those people in the factory have to be able to roll that cigar. So it's not like you can make a shit ton of those cigars.
Yeah. And speaking on that, right, because everybody thinks that for another reason we're a lot larger than we are, right? In our factory, we don't have 100 people rolling Bulls. We don't even, I think we have like 65 pairs.
Yeah.
Right now, you know, for everything.
Yeah.
So if it Bulls, it's probably 2 pairs. And yeah, man, that's the way it has to be, right? Because as soon as you start taking those shortcuts, obviously, unless you take your time with it, the first thing that goes away is the quality. And we're not at a stage, right? And it's not that we can't afford to. It's just out of pride, out of all the shit that my parents have sacrificed for what we have now. It's just not something that we could go ahead and screw with. And I hope every other brand has the same mentality.
Yeah.
So
I do want to, I do want to ask you guys a question though.
Oh boy.
You're talking about no, this is very easy. I haven't started drinking yet, so hey, it'll be PG. What are your favorite seeds of tobacco?
Oh, seeds. Oh boy.
Yeah. If you had to choose one that you had to smoke for the rest of your life, what would it be?
For me, it's Cameroon.
mine's a broadleaf.
No shit.
Yeah, I'd go broadleaf or Cameroon.
I like the sweetness. I just like that little sweetness on it. What's yours?
Recently, it's been San Andres.
Oh, there's so many good San Andreas cigars right now. There's a lot of
and what's cool too, and like this is just why I've learned history through Litto, right? Everybody used to hate San Andres.
Yeah.
Because way back when there was one company who was using them. I'm not going to name names.
Te amo. It's okay. Te amo.
I have no idea. I wasn't even you see, that's a beauty about youth. You could say shit like that.
I could say it. You didn't say anything. That was all me.
I did not say anything. It's a great cigar. But no, so obviously it took a hit, right? And then when we released it in 1994 and 2014, everyone was kind of looking at Litto like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
But now to see it as strong as it is, it's great. But so San Andreas recently, but I mean, I think I will have to say historically, I've always loved Cameroon. It was the first cigar I ever smoked. So it's an aroma that I could smell from anywhere. The one leaf that I will be able to tell in any whatever mental state I may be in, it's Cameroon, and so that's kind of where I'm at now. But to be honest, I change every 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think we all go through phases where it's like, for the last 3 months I've been smoking a lot of Connecticut shade wrap cigars, and then for the next 3 months I'm going to smoke a lot of Brazilian, and the next 3 months I'm going to smoke a lot of Cameroon, and so on and so forth. I think we all go through phases like that. It's okay.
100%.
Yeah. I'm never going through a 60 ring gauge phase.
Oh yeah, that's never happening. There's no donkey dicks going on here.
I think Cooper's got you on that.
Yeah.
Where's the picture of him smoking the 80 ring gauge?
Oh, I don't have that picture. I think it's banned in most countries. I think that picture's banned in most countries. So
you've had the opportunity, I suppose, to work in all aspects of the business. What is your favorite part of it?
That's a great question. And to be honest, this is very weird and niche, but I spent last year as a salesman. Then in October, I was promoted in this new VP role. But for a month, in the month of Pro Cigar last year, I spent in the factory. And the one area that I was hanging out in every day was in the fermentation beds.
Oh, yeah.
And weirdly enough, that is my favorite aspect of at least in the factory.
That's a brutal room to be in, brother.
It is a brutal room. And by the way, the only and the last time I will ever smoke a Doble Ligero 700 Maduro was on one of those days. And it wasn't on purpose. It was because I didn't have a cigar. It was 7 a.m. I'm there with the GM of the factory, and we're going through a couple bales. And I'm like, hey, Alvaro, do you have a cigar? He hands me a cigar. He's like, hey, but are you sure you want that? I'm like, I hadn't had coffee or a cigar. You never ask a man an important question before popping a cigar. And yeah, so I go ahead. I like this thing. I'm in the middle of a Troja, and it wasn't just a Troja, it was our Habano 322, or Habano 322. This it may be in one of the only times this has ever been said on the air. It's actually El de Oro. So Litto's been kind of keeping it for a little bit, but we've been growing Halo de Oro for some time, and it is without a doubt the strongest tobacco we have in the and at least that we grow on our farm, right? So 7 a.m. a DL 700 and Halo de Oro, and I'm in the Troja. I don't think I lasted like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I ran out, and as soon as I made it out of the room, just
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I turned around and I realized what had happened. I looked at the manager of the the factory. I chased him around for an hour and a half. I wanted to beat the shit out of the motherfucker. I've never been.
He knew the whole.
This is why I don't trust people, by the way.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna get this kid. I'm gonna get them.
It's like first I got to worry about my dad. Now I got to worry about you too. What's happening? What's happening here? But no. So that for sure would be my favorite, right? But again, I love everything on this side of the pond, right? I do think that for any company at the road and the salesman are the most integral employees and parts of the whole operation. The amount of respect, right? And this is kind of taking it back to the process of my father and whatnot and what we had to do. Now, looking back, I could say that is without a doubt the most important part of the puzzle.
Yeah.
It's not easy what those guys do, and they deserve a lot of respect. So yeah, there's things I love with that, but I also love my role as well. Being able to oversee that. I do have a very managerial mindset. So being able to kind of play my own strengths has been a blast, and
yeah,
I love it.
So
So David Floyd put something up.
yeah.
Okay.
So there's this friend of ours that lives in Virginia.
Oh yeah.
She's probably about 110 pounds.
What's his name?
Her name's Elizabeth.
Okay.
She smokes nothing but diggers. All day long, all night long.
Over and over again.
Over and over. That's her favorite cigar, and she loves it. So we were there one day, and she might have smoked one, and I was on an empty stomach and was not.
Yeah. I can imagine.
And Elizabeth is fine. She's like, yeah, it's just another Tuesday.
Yeah. Give me another one.
Yeah.
Ain't got anything stronger or anything?
and you're out behind the truck barfing your guts out. Yeah.
Do you guys remember when people turned it into a challenge?
Oh, I've seen it on live streams before.
We lowered up. Because we thought, dude, they're gonna kill each other and we're gonna get sued.
Oh, I don't blame you.
I think the record was 14 minutes.
Oofta.
Yeah.
I would be puking my fucking lungs.
An actual honky dick. Or no, I think that one's a horse. But no, and that was insane. Again, another cigar that I won't ever smoke in my life. You guys can have them all you want. I know people love them. It's just not my profile whatsoever.
Yeah, that's got the strength though.
Yeah,
People
Travis
that are looking
loves
for the
it, too.
strength, that's got it for you all day long. Yeah.
So, one more question.
Oh yeah.
What is your favorite pairing with this cigar?
Oh yeah.
With that, okay, so to be honest, I'm not the best person to ask because I only drink tequila.
Oh, tequila.
Obviously rum because there is no tequila in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Even if there is, and you order it, somehow within 5 seconds it will become rum. No. But for the Solis, I don't think you could go wrong with a Zacapa 23.
Oh yeah.
It's what my dad drinks. It's what I grew up drinking. Love that. As far as tequila goes, a nice blanco like the Asadores is great with it. Anything. So I've always said that the Solis. This is a very weird note, but I always pick up orange peel, and I love orange. So when I drink tequila, I drink it on the rocks with a slice of orange.
Yeah.
it's absolutely perfect for me, right? It ties in very well.
Yeah. It's funny because the first time I ever smoked that cigar, and every time I've smoked it since, I always say citrus. I'm like citrus.
Yeah.
I get citrus from this cigar for some reason,
I get on the
and it works.
I get on the retro hill.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
I do too. And here's what's funny. It changes every time. It's either a lemon or orange, but I never hear two people say the same. It's always just flip flop.
Yeah.
So the question is it time?
Do you think it's time?
Do you think it's time?
What is time?
Jesse,
It's time. Jesse's.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
time.
I'm coming back. Let's go.
Yeah.
It is now time for this week's Numero de los Muertos. All right, it is time for the most morbid segment in all of cigar media, Numero de los Muertos. So, Litto, basically what we do with this segment is I'm going to give a number, and you, along with Justy, Raul, and our viewers in the comments, get to try to guess what it is that caused this number of people to die. Yeah. It's morbid, it's weird, and it's
I like this.
it's our viewers'
This is
favorite segment of the show. So the number this week is just over 5,000 died from this.
All time?
All time or per year?
This was one singular event.
Ooh. Allison says death by Ben Gay.
No, Allison, it's not death by
How about
thing.
smoking five diggers a
Smoking
day?
5 diggers in a day. No, that's that 0 is the number.
Did we figure out what Neurogel was?
I don't know if we ever did, and I don't think I want to.
David, what is it? I want to know.
I don't think I want to find out. But yeah, just over 5,000 from this singular event.
So it's going to be another one of those. Is it weather related or volcano related?
It could be.
It's on land or water?
Land.
Okay.
Was this a religious incident?
Very good question.
Ooh.
No, it was not a religious incident, but
I mean, you watch the news. You know,
I got to keep that in mind for future shows.
Land.
Jaws?
David, it was land.
Jaws?
Not Jaws. Yeah, it was land.
Was
And
it Pompeii? Is that the one?
Mm.
it was not Pompeii.
Or was it All right. In the U.S.
This was in North America.
Hmm.
Mexican earthquake of 19 something.
No,
Death by a hurricane?
it wasn't an earthquake.
was not an earthquake.
Was it a natural disaster?
No,
Bad
Was it-
Kool-Aid?
Was it?
it was not bad Kool-Aid. No,
Mm.
Was it Tylenol? Powdered Tylenol?
not Tylenol.
All right.
I think that was only like 100 or so.
Mad cow disease with juicy fruit gum.
Oh,
Mm.
how does mad cow disease tie in with juicy fruit gum, Jay?
That's Jay Davis. That's my guy, dude.
Jay Davis. You got to. I thought I had a dark mind. Jay Davis comes along with juicy fruit gum. Wow.
Work
Work
related.
related.
I mean,
was it an act of terrorist?
it was not an
Terrorism.
act of terrorism. No, it was. I'll say it was.
An act of God.
It was an act of God. I'll say weather.
Weather related. Okay.
That's a
Hurricanes?
huge. That's a huge. It was not earthquakes. What was it you said, Litto?
Hurricane.
A hurricane?
Not hurricanes.
Tornado?
Not tornadoes.
What else? Typhoon.
Flood.
No, not floods. Not typhoons.
Fires.
Not illegal aliens. Jeez, David. It was not
They-
death by angry Canadians or smuggling.
David was abducted by aliens, and they probed him a lot.
Oh, well, David, I'm sorry.
Fires.
Avalanche from Kelly Conway.
Fires in California.
It was not fires in California.
Not
Kelly
avalanche.
said avalanche.
It was not avalanche.
Hmm.
Fuck. What else is there natural causing?
Hmm.
Was it some kind of a disease?
Not disease. No.
Lightning.
This happened at Bohemian Grove.
No. It was all over the U.S. It was all over the U.S. and Canada and Mexico.
Oh,
Landslide.
Not landslides. Not earthquakes. Not
the
floods.
Flood.
Not hurricanes.
What's it when the pilgrims came to
COVID. It was COVID-19.
It was not COVID.
Oh.
Fuck me.
Yo,
Pilgrims.
Macho.
This was
It was the
it was
Pilgrims,
not
bro.
pilgrims.
Tunnel collapse.
Not a tunnel collapse. This was. There's another huge hint. This
Blizzard.
was not Blizzard. This was approximately, not quite, 100 years ago.
It wasn't 9/11, right? I asked acts of terrorism.
No, it was not 9/11.
Smoke inhalation.
Not smoke inhalation.
Was it famine?
Not famine.
100 years ago.
Not ticks.
Not a disease.
What's up, Nacho?
Hey, Nacho.
Oh, shit. It wasn't during the Great Depression.
No.
20 years ago put you right at the Great Depression, wasn't it?
It was approximately. It was just shy of 100 years ago.
The bombing of Pearl Harbor?
That was 1941.
All right. So I can't do math. So
Dust
what?
Bowl.
Not locusts, not ticks, not the Dust Bowl. Although, no, not the Dust Bowl. It was before that.
And this wasn't like us. It was natural, right?
It was natural. It was
Okay.
natural.
AIDS?
No.
Okay.
So, all right.
Depression? Snake oil?
Snake oil. No. All right. We ready?
Not yet. Let me think. Hold on. Salmonella poisoning.
No, it's because it's not a disease. It's weather related.
What?
What ways can you die from weather?
Snow.
Nope.
Heat.
Yes.
Was it a heat wave? Of
Yes, it was.
a heat?
No shit.
Wow.
So it's known as the 1936 North American heat wave. In 1936 was one of the most severe heat waves in modern history of North America. It took place. Okay, so I apologize. I was wrong about that. It took place in the middle of the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl era of the 1930s, caused more than 5,000 deaths. So I apologize to the people who left Dust Bowl and depression in the comments. Caused more than 5,000 deaths. Many states and city record high temperatures set during the 1936 heat wave stood until the 2012 North American heat wave. Many of the records from 1936 still endure to this day. As of 2022, 13 state record high temperatures were set in 1936. And the 1936 heat wave followed one of the coldest winters on record
and I bet
in the history of North
bet nobody
America.
was screaming global warming back
And
then.
nobody was screaming.
No.
And they were all waiting for
I also bet all the Floridians were fine.
Yeah, everybody in Florida was like,
I-
"What? It's just another Tuesday." Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're like, this is fine. Everything's fine.
So-
And yeah, as many as 5,000 heat-related deaths were reported. 780 directly and 400 indirect deaths in Canada. Heat stroke, heat exhaustion. Of course, 1936, air conditioning was barely in the earliest stages of development. So absent from houses and commercial buildings, many of the deaths occurred in high population density areas of Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Toronto, and other urban areas. Farmers across the continent saw crop failure, causing corn and wheat prices to rise quickly. Droughts and heat waves were common in the 1930s.
I wonder how many of those people were elderly.
I would say probably most.
Yeah.
I mean, usually it's the very, very young and the very,
Very,
very
very
old
old,
that are susceptible to either disease or weather-related stuff. So, yeah. So that was this week's Numero de los Muertos. All right, it is time to reveal this week's Spirit of Mystery, brought to us by Postania Cigars. So as you can see, and these samples are small, so I finished that 1 ounce pour a little while ago. I will say it was a nice, clean, basic bourbon. Had good flavor, good texture, better for a mixer than for drinking straight, but still good drinking, just neat. As far as picking out which particular bourbon it is, my guess, and this is kind of process of elimination also based on the other two brands so far that have been in that sampler, that it's kind of a more well-known bourbon brand. That's my guess. I'm not looking over that direction, so I don't see the label on that sample bottle.
It's small. You can't see it anyway.
But I mean, it's impossible to guess. Like if we're talking about really well-known brands, like common, you would find them at most bars, brands of bourbon. I don't know.
TikTok.
Four Roses.
No.
Okay.
I was about to say that.
Yeah. What do we got? Oh, Michter's. God dang it. All right. I was in my head. I was between Four Roses, Michter's, and Basil Hayden's. So, yeah. So this is Michter's, U.S. #1 bourbon. Actually, this is it's a little higher than 80 proof, 45.7%. It doesn't drink higher than 80 proof.
No.
It drinks really super smooth. It doesn't taste anything above 80. But yeah, again, really nice. It drinks neat, nicely. Better probably as a mixer for a bourbon cocktail, but still nice bourbon. So that was the Spirit of Mystery from this week. Now let's jump into the lightning round, brought to us by J.C. Newman Cigar Company. They are America's oldest family-owned premium cigar maker, creators of the popular Brick House, Perla Del Mar, Diamond Crown, and The American. J.C. Newman Cigar Company operates out of their 114-year-old El Reloj cigar factory in historic Cigar City, Tampa, Florida. For more information on their cigars or visitor experience, please visit jcnewman.com. All right, so these are some quick non-cigar related questions for you, Litto.
Yes.
Number one, if you were about to get into a fight, what would your soundtrack music be?
That's great. I mean, kind of have to go with Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, it's classic.
Either that or have you guys heard of Rammstein?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Du
Du-hast.
Yeah. Du hast all day, or Links 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, either. Eye of the Tiger or anything Du hast, 1000%.
I love it.
So, what is your? I forgot this question. We haven't said it in so
I
long.
haven't asked this
Your
question in a
favorite
long
question?
time.
What is the most underrated and overrated fast food franchise out there?
Overrated McDonald's.
Okay. Okay.
The fries were all they had, and now I think I don't even think the fries are good. Underrated, to be honest, and I don't know if this counts, but Five Guys.
Yep, that counts.
Yeah, that definitely counts.
I would have Five Guys, and I don't think there's a situation where Five Guys is bad. Yeah, it's fucking phenomenal, you know.
Nice.
But yeah, underrated.
Getting fries.
Oh, the Cajun seasoning on the fry. If you ever,
Yeah, if you order the fries without Cajun seasonings, you lost your mind.
So we've gotten that from a few people.
Yeah.
I tend to disagree.
The fries, I'll get the fries all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. The burgers, I'm not the biggest fan of the burgers. I like their dogs. I think the dogs are really good, and the fries are really good. I'm not the burgers. I could take it or leave it, but the fries.
I mean, here's the
think
thing
the
with
fries
that
are
guy.
unmatched.
It's either you have that or you have Shake Shack, and you're paying $20 for a really greasy burger.
I've never had Shake Shack, so
But yeah, so like, I don't get me wrong, Shake Shack every now and then is great, but like for a great, like just very solid, not great, but very solid burger, Five Guys.
yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. The zombies are coming. You get 3 people to pick to be on your zombie apocalypse survival squad. Who do you pick and why? And these are from the cigar industry as well.
Oh, Juan Lopez, Iron Mike, Tyson, and okay, maybe I throw somebody else. Oh yeah, either Christian or Tom Lazuka.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Juani Lowe, Iron Mike Tyson for obvious reasons. He's kind of in the industry too. No shit. And either Lazuka or Chris, just because the end of the day would be fucking phenomenal. Also, seeing Lazuka try to run from zombies would be great.
A sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
And Juani Lowe, because it's Juani Lowe. I don't think there's anything that he cannot do, and I honestly think he may take down more zombies than Iron Mike in the right circumstances.
oh yeah. Well, and Christian's got a plane too, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Christian does also have
So
a
just-
plane
yeah.
by himself.
So just
Fly to the island, you're good.
Fly to the island.
Yep.
fly to the island. Yeah, that's great. Wow, that was
I
almost
love that.
killed
I
it.
love that.
Hey,
Great.
Raul, I got a question for you. Who are you drafting first overall this year?
Oh,
Ooh. That's a hard one, huh? You got like 4 teams.
I'm a homer. I'm gonna take JJ, the Jet.
JJ McCarthy,
No, the real JJ on the team.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
I like that.
Told you I'm a homer. He's a Minnesota guy. I gotta go with him.
Jefferson's not a bad first round pick. He's
Number one overall?
He's not a bad number 1 overall pick.
No.
And with our weapons in Minnesota right now, as long as our quarterback has half a season, we're gonna do great. Now,
And
Mike.
by the way, your accent just really showed. It just really came out right then and there.
It did. Yeah,
Totally.
yeah. You almost got to go with a wide receiver for your first
I
round. Second round has to
do.
be running back.
I hate to do this, I'm doing Amron. I'm on Raw all day.
Oh, he's so good.
Every day.
I
He
don't.
won me my league last year, which, by the way, I win 7 in a row. I'm on top of the world. I lose fucking 7 in a row.
Oh,
I make it in the playoff by a point differential. I win the fucking league. I don't know. I don't know.
The only reason I won't take him is because he's got a new offensive coordinator.
It does, yeah.
Well, that scares me a little bit about picking him number 1.
It does, but
And he plays in the toughest division.
the offensive coordinator will have to be an idiot to not build the offense around him.
yeah, pretty much.
So I don't know. I think, dude, he's 20 points a game. I don't need 30 points once every 4 weeks. Need 20 points a game. Help me out. For that, I'll get Rasheed Rice and pray he doesn't go to prison for the rest of his life. You know? That's your upside. You know, it's okay. Sick.
Kelly says the Vikings are going to the Super Bowl this year. They all bought their tickets already.
I think he's a Green Bay fan.
He is. Well, if he's smart, he is.
Well, no, if he's, I was going to say the opposite.
For me?
No.
Our Kelly, our
Kelly,
viewer.
one of our viewers in the comments. No, I am a Green Bay Packers fan. Tried and true, ride or die Green Bay Packers.
Jordan Love is cute.
I just puked in my mouth.
Jordan Love.
Go Jets, baby.
I don't know what we're gonna see out of Jordan Love this season.
Cooper's a Jets fan?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Coop is not
out.
a Jets fan. Coop is a
Watch out,
Giants
Raul
fan.
is too.
That's disgusting.
I'm a Jets fan too.
Coop is a
Come
I
on.
grew up in New York.
Coop is a Giants fan.
Fucking- Come on, bro.
It's my
Well,
it's my guilty passion.
Coop
the Jets.
used to be a Giants fan until Tom Coughlin retired.
Yeah.
And when Tom Coughlin retired, he decided
There
to.
it is. He is now.
Yeah, he's a Jets fan.
Yes,
now.
Jets.
Yeah.
Watch out.
I just want you to know, and I'm telling you now so there's no surprises. Drake May is gonna ragdoll you for an entire season. And I hope you're ready for it. And I hope you remember this right
Listen, week 5, he's going to break his leg.
now.
No. He's gonna make it through the entire season healthy, but he's gonna have 22 touchdowns and 39 interceptions for the season.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Okay. From my sources, which is at Dave Portnoy, we're going 17-0. We're winning it all. Sorry, guys. I trust Portnoy a lot more. It's a personal thing.
No.
Portnoy's a bum. He's a bum.
Oh, come on.
He's
The
not
Cowboys will never be good as long
No.
as they have Jerry calling the shots.
a bum. Yeah, Cowboys. Yeah, with Jerry.
No.
That's so hopeless. That's like being a Dolphins fan. You know, it's just never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen.
All right, let's jump into this week's
Notable.
notable smokables. So each week on the show, all of us name a cigar we smoked recently that was notable to us. Now, this could be a cigar that's been on the market for decades that we smoked for the first time in a long time, or it could be a cigar that's brand new to the market that you smoke for the first time ever. Now, obviously, Litto, you're smoking mostly Flor Dominicana cigars. But if you get a chance now and then to jump outside of your own company portfolio, is there something you smoked recently that stood out to you?
I actually spoke a lot about Avino.
Oh, yeah.
One free time. Also, yeah, Justo's another. I love the guy to death. You know, he's been nothing great to me, but I am a huge fan of everything they do.
Yeah.
And I forget which SKU specifically, but it was said about the El Lancero.
Mhm.
That's something I keep in my humidor quite often. Actually, I had one a week ago.
Yeah.
Dog
And Sarah's.
nerve, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But anything I'm a big fan of. There was something recently that actually was phenomenal. I want to say it was a Hochi cigar.
Oh, yeah.
It was, I don't know if it's out, but it was something Cameroon.
Oh,
And it was insane. It was
yeah.
insane.
Ho Chi getting his hands on Cameroon, game over.
Mm.
Forget about it.
And by the way, he has quite a bit about it. Don't
Yeah.
know where he's getting it from. I don't think anybody will ever know. But it's real Cameroon, which is the funniest thing about it. You know, it's
Yeah.
real Cameroon, but he just happens to have an infinite supply apparently. So
Nice.
I mean, that's true Hochi Blanco fashion, right?
Yeah.
But what are you guys smoking?
Raleigh, what's your notable this week?
Well,
You're gonna steal mine, but it's okay though.
I've smoked it before, but yesterday I cleaned out the garage and just killed myself. I finally sat down after dinner and smoked a Poston. Yeah.
Very good.
There we go.
San Andreas Toro. And it just hit perfectly yesterday. It was phenomenal. Yeah, it just hit perfectly yesterday. I don't know what, because I was exhausted and I just concentrated on the smoke. Because we smoke a lot of cigars.
Yeah.
You don't always get to enjoy it and think about it and
Exactly.
just take it all in.
Yeah.
But that cigar just fucking phenomenal yesterday.
Nice. Jesse, what's the notable for you this week?
I think I had a Davidoff. Is it the number 3 that's in the tube?
Oh yeah.
I think so.
Oh, the Davidoff number 3 Tubo.
Yeah, I had some time at the end of the day and we got some shit done. And
Oh yeah.
use that as my reward at the end of the day.
There you go.
Something to look forward to, right?
Yeah.
You treat
Absolutely.
yourself. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so Raul and I didn't compare notes, but I had this written on the show notes before Raul got here. Mine was also the Postania San Andreas this week. It's I like San Andreas wrap cigars a lot, and when it's done right, it's there's some great San Andreas tobacco out there, and I think they did a good job with that blend.
But yours was the Robusto.
Mine was the Robusto.
Oh.
And it was actually yesterday. So you cleaned the garage. For me, it was doing yard work. I was mowing the grass and trimming and all that stuff outside. And when it finally cooled off, sat down with that Robusto, and yeah, it just hit right at the end of a long day of work out in the sun. So that was this week's notable smokables. So now to give you guys some coming attractions, to let you know next week, which is the 28th of July, we will not have a show because I'll be camping with my family that weekend, and long weekend going into Monday. Then on August 4th, we have Zach from HDA Cigars coming back onto the show. And August 11th, Steve Saka from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust coming back on How About That Cigar Live. So Litto, if you would please give our viewers and listeners an idea, where is the best place for them to keep up with everything going on with LFD Cigars?
All right. So everything LFD, obviously, or Instagram, LFD Cigars. If you want to keep up with me, all my travels, what's new, it's LFD Litto Jr., just plain and simple. Litto is L-I-E-T-O. A lot of people think it's only one T. No, it's two. Yeah. And then obviously you can follow my older brother, Antonio. I don't know why you would do that. But you can also follow my father, Litto Gomez _, and he follows back everybody who follows him, and he's very interactive, and he's great. And yeah, so stay tuned. We do actually have a lot of cool news and some rather big announcements coming out soon. It is more product, and it is coming at the end of the year. But that's all I will say. It's an extension of our brand, and it's phenomenal. We're very excited about it.
Love it. Fantastic. Well, brother, we had an absolute blast talking to you on the show tonight. So thank you so much for spending your Monday night with us. And we thank you so much for giving us your time, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Oh, guys, thank you for having me. The opportunity to do these things, I love it. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to hear all my bullshit out. And also thank you to everybody watching. The industry's up. Better place with you guys on it. So I mean that.
All right. Thanks again, brother. All right, viewers and listeners, thank you guys so much for being the best part of How About That Cigar Live. We are so grateful to you for joining us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on
Rumble.
And of course, if you are listening after the fact on your favorite audio podcast platform, thank you for making How About That Cigar a part of it when you're driving down the road, when you're working out, whatever it is you do. When you listen to your favorite audio podcast, thanks for making us a part of it. Now, if you have questions for Justin, Raul, or myself, you can email us on the website, howaboutthatcigar.com. Be sure to click on all of the big, beautiful buttons, the like button, the follow button, the subscribe button, so you don't miss anything that we have going on. Follow us on your favorite social media platforms. You will find us at HBT Cigar. And of course, until we see you guys next time, burn cigars,
not bridges.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Any comments, opinions, viewpoints, or statements presented or uttered by guests on the HBTC podcast, HBTC live video streams, and all other media from HBT Media LLC are solely those of the individual and do not necessarily represent the opinions or viewpoints of How About That Cigar or its parent company, HBT Media LLC, any of our advertising partners, or the premium cigar industry. The primary purpose of How About That Cigar is to entertain and to encourage activity and growth within the community of people who enjoy or want to learn about the enjoyment of premium cigars.